Hey there kids, it's me, for Sam, yada yada yada. I'm very tired, it's very late, let's just fucking do this. Today, we have another specimen. It's a fossil, big fucking surprise, right? Big fucking surprise. But that's what you all wanted to see. And, you know, B3 already had a lot of fossils in its collection. Anyways, that's how it works out. But we are running out of specimens at some point. And if you would like us to have more, or even to go places where we can interact with live animals and plants and stuff out in nature, or have us go to like zoos, things like that, then you're definitely going to need to support us on Patreon, because we just can't afford to do that without it. Anyways, today we're talking about a pretty common fossil that you can obtain very easily and cheaply. They're often used in art and jewelry and etc. Not that jewelry is an art. I don't know much about jewelry because I've got a big old dick between my legs. But today we're talking about the Orthoceras. That's right, the Orthoceras, which means straight-horned, by the way. So it is an extinct nautiloid cephalopod. That's right, another nautiloid cephalopod fossil. But this one is a lot different than the ones we've done before. It's very different than, you know, the gonatite or frickin' what's it called, ammonite that we did. And it's pretty different from the chambered nautilus that we looked at as well, which is a still living animal for now. So it's pretty cool. It was from the middle Ordovician era? Whenever the fuck that was. You know, I got no fucking idea. You know? But these are pretty commonly found in Sweden. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So, you know, this creature's name is actually misspelled a lot. You know, it's Ortho, O-R-T-H-O, Ceras, C-E-R-A-S. But a lot of people will spell it Orthocera and forget the S, Orthoceras, where it's a US, and Orthoceros, C-E-R-O-S. So, yeah, thank God. Fuck. So thank God Google exists so we can look it up for the title of this video. Also, thank God for, soft carpeted floors that, you know, don't hurt your fossil too much when you drop it. So paleontologists once thought that these were all just over the fucking planet, but I think they've kind of started to figure out that, oh, there's actually a lot of different species, and it's not just one thing, which makes sense, you know. They got these slender, elongated shells. What you're looking at is the shell, right? Because its face, like, would have been tentacles and stuff coming out of this direction. But this is just where the shell ends, and that's where its bite was. That's where its little ass pussy sticks out. You know, there'd be tentacles here if it were alive, but it's not alive, thank God, because it's probably a horrifying fucking creature. So in the middle, they had like a body chamber, constricted and whatnot. And it's actually really nice. You know, the surface is kind of ornamented by these fine lorae, if that's how you pronounce it. You know, you see that there? It's actually really cool. It's a really, really cool little critter. But yeah, these fuckers seems to have been a pretty successful type of creature if they're finding fossils of species of them just all over the world, which is of course why it's common. So I'm going to say the same thing about this that I did in the trilobite video, and then I did in the ammonite video, etc. So since it had a shell, this long pointed shell, that's one reason that it's a common fossil. Living in water and having a shell or exoskeleton makes you very likely to be fossilized. Very likely. Now, if you found one fossilized with the tentacles, that would be a rare find. Like finding a trilobite with its feelers, you know? Very rare. But just the shell itself, like this, pretty common, honestly. Because it's the harder things that normally fossilize, you know, like shells, teeth, dicks, exoskeletons, etc. And what is a necessary part of that fossilization process. And since there were so many of them, in different species and stuff, that's why you can find so many of these goddamn shells. Yeah, I kind of just thought you'd like a close-up look of our shell here. It's actually very nice. I like kind of the white and black, kind of a yin-yang feel. You can see there's a big crack across it where it's kind of shifted, and so it doesn't line up. But to be honest, I think that gives it a bit of character, and some pretty good character at that. Not like all the shitty characters B3 makes for all his videos. Okay, I really want to fucking know why the entire crew looked away from me when I said that. I'm a real boy. We also got the bottom here. You don't really see any of the shell stuff because this is where it was kind of just cut out of the rock, you know? So it's not especially rounded. But it is very neat, you know? It's a very common fossil. You could probably get one for a few dollars. I think this one, it's about a $4 fossil that you're looking at right now. With this size, probably about a $4 fossil. And that's if it didn't come in any protective casing or anything, you know. It's pretty neat. And that's with it cut out and polished up, you know, because this is obviously polished so that you can really see all the detail on the critter. But that's all for today's quote-unquote educational video. I'll see you next time. Next time we're probably just going to do another fucking rock. It's probably just going to be another fucking rock. Like, I do have some animal stuff to show you. But they're kind of like things that have fallen off animals. If that makes sense. I don't want to give too much away. But if you want to get us more specimens, more interesting specimens, bigger specimens, and also have us go out into the world where there are live specimens, like animals, plants, fungi, etc., and just places with more exotic shit, then please support us on Patreon. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff for this show, bloopers, sneak previews of frickin', what are they called? Specimens, he said, as if he hadn't said that 1,000 times today in this video alone. Yeah, so like, we put the sneak peek preview of this specimen up a few months before this episode's airing. Because if we're releasing one a week, but I'm filming them kind of en masse, you know? So if we're releasing one a week, though, that's a lot. And if you want to keep Safari Sam coming out once a week, then you're just gonna have to support the show with donations. Because buying all this shit is expensive. I can't buy one of these every fucking week. Are you kidding me? No, it's just a good thing that B3 and I both had collections. Small, but collections nonetheless. So that's it. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I got things to do, like jerk off, cry, jerk off again, fall asleep, and then wake up way after I'm supposed to, come back in, pick up a specimen I know nothing about, and make one of these dumbass videos tomorrow. So that's it. Thank you all once again. I'll see you all next time. Thanks a lot for this specimen, Jerry. It was really helpful. What? I'm not being an ass or anything. No, I'm not being sarcastic. Yeah, I mean, a fossil that costs just a few dollars that pretty much anyone could get off the internet or at their local museum. People are going to be so interested in that. Yes, Jerry, I'm trying to make a point, okay? You need to get me something cool, unique, original. I want a fucking Therizinosaurus claw. Alright? If you can get me a Therizinosaurus claw, I will suck your goddamn cock, Jerry.